Good morning, everybody. Welcome this lovely, hot Sunday in July. Can y'all hear me back there? Is this... Ooh, now it's really loud. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. So I'm Claire, one of the senior students who take turns leading these Sunday morning meditations. And so I'll explain a little bit about the meditation in just a moment, but I also want to let y'all know that every first Sunday of the month at 10:30, Ann and Harvey, our guiding teachers, come and do a little talk here about different topics. And so the first Sunday of August, y'all are welcome to come for that. And those will also be on our YouTube channel. So if you just search for Dawn Mountain on YouTube, you'll find our channel and you can see all of our previous First Sunday talks, which are a pretty great resource and a great way to meet Ann and Harvey if you haven't met them yet. I also want to point out that we have a Second Chance Sunday coming up next week. Is that right? Yeah. So if you want to come on Tuesday evenings for the Teaching Tuesdays, but you can't make it, now we have a Second Chance Sunday. So that starts at 1 after the meditation, and you're welcome to just show up for that or to come for the meditation, whatever you'd like. We also have yoga for meditators, which is sometimes Tai Chi for meditators at 9:30. And Mary Scott has been out for a while, but she's going to be back on the regular rotation on that soon. So those are the things that usually happen here on a Sunday morning, and later I will do whatever announcements we have. But let's just start together with the aspirations on this yellow sheet. Setting our intention to benefit all beings. May all beings always have happiness and its causes. May all beings always be free of pain and its causes. May all beings always be pain-free and live happily. May no beings ever cling to those near nor spurn those far. Lovely. So we have this intention to do this practice, not just for ourselves, but really for everyone else in our lives too. We have a book which currently is here. And for those who know someone who's ill or who's recently passed away or just needs a little extra support in their life, you can put their name in this book. You can obviously put your own name too, but it's not a sign-in sheet. But speaking of sign-in sheets, if you didn't get the chance to sign in, it's really helpful for us to have your name here. So you can do that during the break. And I just want to say a little bit about our practice before we actually start. This is a practice that was given to us by Adzam Rinpoche, whose picture is over on that little shrine area. He's a really amazing teacher who lives in Tibet. And he's really like one of the old school, like really wonderful, powerful lamas. And he's Ann and Harvey's teacher and our teacher. So he gave us this practice that we're going to, that we're going to do this morning, specifically for Dawn Mountain and for Sunday morning. So it's very blessed. Even though it's very simple, it's very powerful. So you're welcome to take it home with you and even just do, little short 5-minute meditations. I find it really helpful to take really short 2 to 5 minute meditation breaks as I'm working. It really refreshes my mind. So that's a little bit about the meditation. And before we actually start, I just wanted to say a little bit about this one particular moment that happens a lot in my mindfulness practice. Probably is going to happen to y'all a lot this morning. And I feel like it might actually be the most important moment of a mindfulness practice. Like other types of meditation have their own really important moments. But this moment that I wanted to talk about before we actually meditate is that moment where you realize that you've become completely distracted and you come out of it. So if you're new to meditation and you're thinking like, I should never be distracted, okay, you're going to get distracted hundreds, if not thousands of times during the 30 minutes that we sit here, and that's fine. Our mind just naturally comes up with thoughts. It's like a thought generator. So you're not going to stop that. But what's really helpful about meditation is that it allows you to feel the difference between getting swept up in a thought and letting your mind be open and spacious. So if you're swept up in a thought, for instance, if I'm sitting here and I suddenly realize, oh, after this meditation this morning, I need to get this, this, and this at Kroger. This is like Harvey's favorite example. It works for me too, though. I do this a lot. So I'm sitting here planning, I need to do these things afterwards. And my mind, I have no awareness of what my mind is actually doing. It's like my mind is a flashlight or some kind of light, and the beam is just like completely scattered by all these little particles in the air or something, just scattered. And I don't even know that it's scattered, right? But then at some point I realize, oh, I was just planning the rest of my day. And it's like at that moment, your mind comes back. And that moment, so here's what I'm inviting you to investigate this morning. What does it actually feel like? Because you only have like a tiny moment when you're able to feel your mind coming out of that state, right? So your mind has been completely sucked up into this thought, and then you realize, oh, I'm sucked up. Feel what it feels like before you lose that. So take each of those times when you get completely sucked up and then you come out of it, take each of them. This is my invitation to you. It's not a, command or a whatever, but like, just see what it feels like to be sucked up in that thought and see what it feels like then to come back to being spacious. Because the point of this meditation is not like, no thoughts ever come into my mind, or, to have your mind really focused finally on one object. The point of the meditation is to have your mind centered at the center of the abdomen and to rest, to feel your body, and to notice when thoughts arise without grabbing them. So this is like a really interesting, very skillful, it's an important skill to cultivate. You're sitting, you're resting, a thought arises and you recognize, ooh, isn't that interesting? I want to plan my day after meditation. I'm in the future now. What does that feel like in my body when I'm planning the future? Okay, and then sooner or later it doesn't hold your attention anymore and you're just entirely back here. So that's our plan, or that's our aspiration, for this meditation. So it's not that you're going to sit, your mind is going to settle in the center of your abdomen, you're going to have no thoughts and possibly become enlightened today. It's more like, okay, I'm going to sit down, a bunch of crazy stuff is going to happen, and I'm going to keep waking up again and again and again. And that's your job. Because honestly, that's probably what happens to most of us during the entire workday, or whatever you're doing. You're constantly getting sucked into something and coming back out. So you want to practice feeling, what's it feel like when I'm sucked in? What's it feel like when I'm out? When I'm settled, when my mind is spacious? Okay. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to feel for those moments of coming out from that distracting thought and feeling the distraction before you come back to resting. So having said that, the practice is basically resting our mind in the center of the abdomen, trying to let our mind really settle there, and then experiencing whatever happens. So you're experiencing the expansion and contraction of the abdomen as you breathe. If thoughts come up, you try your best to recognize, oh, a thought. Interesting. What does that feel like? And then when it passes, to just really settle back into the breath. And then every single time you become distracted, see if you can be curious. And then we'll intersperse that silent sitting with also focusing on sound. So we're all together going to sound the sound hong. It's not really a word, it's just a syllable, so it has no meaning, but it kind of invokes the sense of enlightened mind that we all already have. So those are the two objects of meditation that we'll have, this sort of internal, physical, tactile sense that we're going to try and focus our minds on, and then also the sound that we'll focus our minds on. So you might find that that it's different to attend to one object of meditation versus the other. So, having said that, let's now do some meditation. And the first thing here really is to feel into your body, to invite your mind back into your body from wherever it might have been, to feel the support of the cushion or the chair beneath you, to actually relax and allow that cushion or that chair to support your body. And if you like, you can imagine a plumb line or roots, whatever feels good to you, an anchor, just dropping straight down from the base of your spine, down through your chair, your cushion, down through the floor, down through the top layers of the earth, all the way to the center of the earth. This very deep, grounded, stable place in our physical world. If you find that your mind becomes too agitated, you can just drop that plumb line, those roots, back down again to the center of the earth in your imagination. Be grounded. So from that grounded base, we feel the body just rising up nice and long. You can imagine a string pulling the crown of the head up toward the ceiling. And if you like, you can imagine that the crown of your head is kind of open to whatever blessings are available to you from the apex of space. Vast space, luminous above us. So we're centered, we're grounded. Now we bring our mind down with the breath into the center of the abdomen. It might be helpful to imagine with the in-breath that you draw your attention in through the nostrils and then all the way down to the center of the abdomen. And then just leave your attention there at the center, a very deep place in the body. And again, your mind will become distracted plenty of times. Get sucked up by thoughts plenty of times. And as you come out of that state, just see if you can take advantage of that moment of opportunity to feel into what's it actually feel like to be distracted? What's it actually feel like to come out of that state, rest your mind in the center of the abdomen, and have that spacious mind again? Now we'll shift from this tactile object of meditation to the sound Hong. And as our mind settles back down into the abdomen, just remember that our mission here is to stay settled and attentive to the physical sensations in the center of the abdomen, to allow thoughts to arise and pass through the mind. And if we become distracted, just to recognize that and to be curious about what it feels like to come out of that. And again, if you feel distracted, if your mind feels flighty, you can imagine dropping those roots, that plumb line, down from the base of your spine. If you feel too sluggish, too heavy, you can imagine opening the crown of your head to the luminous apex of space. And in this way, try to just allow your mind to settle in the center of the abdomen. We'll shift our attention to the hung sound, which you can feel in your body, you can hear around you. You can take it as your object of meditation. Take a final minute or two settling back into the abdomen. Really feeling into what's it feel like to be distracted, what's it feel like to be spacious. So now we'll take a little break. We have snacks out there and cups and hot water for tea. So help yourself. And in about 10 minutes, we will meet back here again. Oh, and if you didn't have a chance to sign in, please sign in at the front. And if you want to put someone's name in the book, this would be an excellent time for it. Hopefully. All right, everybody. Oh, sorry. All right, everybody. Welcome back from break. We're going to conclude this meditation here. So let's just start with settling back in to the seat, to our own bodies, feeling into the breath. Allowing yourself to really rest and be supported by the cushion or the chair. So now we'll do the closing part of the meditation. We'll sound the sound ah 3 times. And with the first time, we feel that our entire body is dissolving into white light. With the second time, we feel that we're sending out beams of light to everyone else in the room, and we're also receiving their beams of light to us. With the third ah, we feel that we're sending out these beams throughout Houston and Texas and the entire US, the entire hemisphere, the entire world, out into the vast reaches of space. Lovely, thank you. So now we'll just read a dedication and a blessing from here. Oh, thank you. Thank you, sir. And we'll read the names from the book. Jessica, since you were back with us, would you light the candle for the blessing when we get there? Thank you. So we'll start with just reading the dedication on this sheet. By this good may I swiftly once become a great guru, lead all beings, everyone, to reach to that very ground. And the blessing. With all of you in mind, we light this lamp of clarity. May the glow of love, wisdom shine within us, everyone, till we all rise forth born in one enlightened mandala. So we dedicate our practice this morning to all living beings, and especially Jerry, Claire, Janet, Gary, Malcolm, Gavin, Tamara, Frankie, Mandola, Bardo, Tucker, Gina, Ben, Jenny, Brandy, Keith, Albert Ortiz, Will and the Bardo, Don, Dave, Stephanie, Uncle David, Carlos V, Lou, Louise and Robbie, Beth, Steve, Needy, Ron Goldberg, Adam, Mary Edwards, Laura, Bobby LaFond, Teresa, Job Search, Mertuis, Carnalho, Maria Fernanda Velho, Maria de Luz Velho, Iago Lopez, Arnaldo Lopez, Miriam, Sam, Fadia, and Omar, Roxy, Christy, and Betty Walter, Job Seekers, Anna Strauss, Tommy Schum. and all living beings. Yeah. The police shot in Baton Rouge this morning. All the victims of violence, all the victims of discrimination everywhere. So we'll sound one last ah for all these beings and everyone. So thank you everyone for coming. You're most welcome. So I would just like to announce that we have an ongoing Teaching Tuesday series, and this next Tuesday, this upcoming one, will be the third Tuesday of the month. So we will have a teaching at 7 from Harvey, one of our guiding teachers. So those Teaching Tuesdays happen the first and third Tuesdays of the month, and they are also broadcast. So if you don't want to drive out here through the traffic, you can still sign up for them. Just email Jerry, info@Dawn and by the way, if you're a member, you get those for free. So don't miss out on some great teachings. So there's Teaching Tuesdays. There's also Practice Tuesdays on the second and fourth Tuesday of the month. So it's really great to come together with all your Dharma friends here and to sit and support each other with our practice. That's from 7 to about 8:15, and that's just by donation if you feel like making a donation. And then that might be it for now. I don't know of anything else that's coming up in the immediate future. So you can check our website. Lots of cool stuff is going on. And if you'd like to get our newsletter and you don't already, you can just make sure that you left us your email when you signed in. There might be a box you have to check that says you want to receive it. Also, please friend us on Facebook. You can get all of our announcements and our podcast that way. I always post it to Facebook when there's a new episode. And if you haven't already followed us on YouTube, please do that now so you can get, for instance, this morning's live broadcast. You can get it anytime you want. So you can meditate with us on your own schedule. Woo! We're at 800. Yeah, so please pressure all your friends into subscribing to us too, because that will be a very significant number for us. So I hope everybody is able. Pardon? Oh yeah. So the teaching series right now is called Facets of Loving Attention, and that's what the first and third Tuesdays are. So yeah, everybody's welcome to come to those. And with so much grim news going on, I hope you all will be able to take this practice with you and cultivate some light out there and spread the light for people. So thanks so much. Have a good week. Oh, wait, no. I want to give a special shout out to the Bodhisattva Gary. Right, even more so than usual. Because he filled in for me as part of the broadcast team at the very last minute. I also want to thank our broadcasters, Janet and Jessica, and a big welcome back to Jessica. And also our greeters for this morning. Yay! Good to see you again. And our greeters for this morning were Chris and Robert. Are you a greeter? Awesome. So thanks, y'all, for helping to make this a good morning. So thanks, everybody. See y'all next week, inshallah. Inshallah.